Good evening, folks. This is Colan from Kincaid Outdoors. I hope you guys are doing well. Officially, would be considered Boxing Day if I was in England, like Rob on the road. But this is actually 2 days past Boxing Day for him, the day after Boxing Day for him. So be well, bees. How you guys are doing? Happy holiday greetings. I'm not sure what else to call it. The year, the time between Christmas Day and New Year's. We're going to be talking about the different types of emergency stoves that you can carry in your vehicle, on your person, in your car, whatever. In your bug out bag, bug in bag, get home bag, or just simple car camping, or even just backpacking. I have a wide variety of stoves. I only have one not represented that I can find at the moment, and that is my propane stove. It is probably downstairs somewhere, and I can't bring it up at the moment. But I have pretty much every other one represented here. So if you have any questions about what I have here and what you use it for, that'd be great. That's very true there, Rob. Oh, by the way, Rob, just to throw that information out, I have a link in the description below for my daughter's Pepper's channel. And so she's doing adventures all over the Southwest at the moment, and kids, go check her channel out. She's got 14 followers at the moment, but that's something. At least you should go check what she does. And I didn't realize I had this many style of stoves when I first was suggested the talking about stoves and stuff like that. So there's that. And 2 of the items are actually from Temu. So I'll show you guys that in a bit, as long as we get some more people in here. I'm showing 3 right at the moment. I don't know who's all here besides you and me, but let's get this show on the road. We have a weather alert in effect, though, folks. Dense fog advisory. Okay.
Yeah, it is thick.
Pea soup thick?
Oh, yeah.
Scooby-Doo cutting the donut out of it and eating it thick?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. She's got a secondary channel, but I haven't had a chance to sub to that one because she didn't have anybody following that one. But she's got some new videos up, so you might want to go check it out. It's a new series called The Adventures of Pepper and Ram. So I think she calls her cat Ramses, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah. I actually didn't realize I had this many stoves of different styles. One is a couple of them are provided by Ian. But we have some really, really old stoves. One of them is over, give me a second, I'll give you an exact year here. One of them is 106 years old. Yeah, Rob says, dense fog advisory. Please head to the nearest fog survival shelter. If anybody's ever seen the movie The Fog, you understand what I'm talking about. But I'm not into horror movies. I've only seen bits and pieces of that one. It just freaks me out. I'd rather not think about it. But I've got stoves this big, and I've got stoves this big. Rob says, Jenny, please light the fog dispersal torches.
Okay.
She says, okay. I think we have a fog alert on me. We don't have, the only thing we don't have is we don't have a no fog. We can get a foghorn. That's not an issue. The lighthouse. You don't have a lighthouse for that.
Well, we're kind of landlocked.
Landlocked?
Yep.
Yeah, we're landlocked. We don't really, I mean, we're close to the top of a hill, if that counts. Just need a big pole with a light that goes And then we'll probably get a call from the airport saying, "Stop that! Turn that off," because we're less than a mile from the airport. So that'd probably be something we don't want to do. Timo can sort you out on a lighthouse. Probably. If you could look it up for me, Rob, I'd greatly appreciate it. So yeah. Yes, sourced my lighthouse from Temu. For only $9.95, you can have yourself your own personal lighthouse. With 10% off due to the deal of the day, spin wheel. Speaking of which, I guess I could get started on some of the Temu items that I picked up that are the small stoves. Some of them you may know, some of you may not. Well, this one here is my Transgen knockoff alcohol stove. This one's probably just aluminum because it's really light. I had a brass one, but I gave it to someone who could use it more than I could. But it works just like my other one, just a lot lighter. And this one here, I'd rather save weight than, the other one because it was kind of beat up. But I gave it to Herbert T. So he's got one of this one. This one works great with denatured alcohol, or I actually got a bottle of heat over there I could show you that we could use in this. I'm sure you could probably use fuel like, give me a second, like this in there, can fuel, if you have it available. But that's also for another stove. Hey, so it's a fully functional 8-foot tall teepee. Nothing wrong with that. He bought a teepee for a friend's kid from Temu. 8 feet tall. Nice. Real canvas. So that's a bonus. I mean, it's durable. In a pinch, you could probably use it for a survival shelter, depending on how the footprint is, how big the footprint is. That would be one survival shelter people wouldn't think of. Advert number 1. Where's my other fuel at? Reaching deep into my bag and go, presto. Must be my mother's hat. Fuel canister number 2. Fuel canister number 3. Got another fuel thing over there. Hey, Molly. Glad you guys can make it. I've got more stoves than I really could shake a stick at, literally and figuratively. And one of my stove is that it's not technically mine, it belongs to Ian, is 106 years old. So kind of hard to beat the one I'm going to show off in a bit. It's technically a Boy Scout stove from 1918. So it is quite vintage. So that's the oldest stove I have. The newest stove I have is probably either going to be this one or this one. And a lot of these items that I have can be intermixed and used together to help them, which enable them to be used, whether it be by twig, by alcohol stove, butane stove, sternos, whatever. Well, it's Boy Scouts, Rob, and it's one of Ian's best finds that he's really proud of. That he actually suggested, Dad, you could use this. So before he went home today, he handed it to me and said, you could use it for my live. Hey, Lori, how you doing? Happy belated Christmas. I hope you had a good one. We are holding I have a wide variety of stoves, and that's about all I can tell you. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least, if not more, 7. I have another one, but I couldn't find it because it's buried downstairs. My boy took it downstairs, and I haven't seen it since because I don't know where he put it. But I could probably, you got when I say what it is, you'll understand. I don't think it's underneath the coffee table though. Could be. Now, I showed off 2 of my ones from Temu. Engine block, not the best, but engine blocks will work if your car is running properly. Yeah, but you got to be careful. I mean, depending on where you put it, you don't want something that'll have pressure in it and explode in your engine block in your engine compartment. That, while it's been proven that you can use your engine to cook things, not necessarily the best way of doing it. Now, I don't know if I would ever try that. I don't know if Jenny would ever do that if we had to on a pinch going down the road or something like that. But not easily portable, depending on what's going on. But a lot of these are in a grid down situation or a CME or a EMP situation. These would always work. Now, the combustion items, only one of them is, got electric igniter thing. But the rest of them could be used by lighters, by matches, by ferro rods, even by a flint and steel if you're really deft at doing that. Even a blowtorch, which I do have one of those too, but I don't have it readily available. It's right here in my box over here. So yeah, there's another method for cooking that people used, a buddy heater. I've seen that done by Steve Wallace and a few others. I can't rely on that, so I just doing the best I can. If anybody's interested in coming up, you're more than welcome to. I've got plenty of room up here. I've got plenty of stoves to discuss, and plenty of different types of fuel. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I would have had 5, but I misplaced my propane stove. And twigs, I could probably, in a pinch, use fatwood for some of the other fuel types. So those of us who have bug out bags, bug in bags, backpacking sites, whatever, what's your favorite kind of stove, emergency stove? One of my stoves is a dual fuel, Colan fuel, which is white gas, or unleaded gasoline. So that's one of my, bigger stoves. You'd be in the States, it's a little bit better than you think, because everything I hear is something you could buy at a store. Well, you'll recognize one of these. I mean, they sell these at Walmart. This one here is literally a Coleman stove. This is a Coleman butane stove. Give me a second to show. Oh, that's freaking thing up. Oh, would help if I had it upside up. Yeah, this one here is a Coleman butane stove. Yeah, this one you can buy. A lot of these you can buy in most stores or online. Now, that is the standard one that you can get at any Walmart, Kmart, any big box store will sell these. Oh, congratulations. That's a big one. The next one I'm going to show you is an older model, but It's the dual fuel kind. And you guys, some of you will recognize it who are older, like myself and Lori. And this one is a Colan Powerhouse 415 dual fuel. Now, in the condition you see it is the way I got it. I picked it up secondhand and brand new in the box. Hey Jay, how you doing? Glad you can make it. Now just going over some stoves. I might have to go over some of these again. But the quick and easiest one, that most people carry, I carry anyway, is one of these or something similar to this. Whether it is could be made from a tuna can, cat food tin, whatever. But this is just a simple Trangia knockoff, not a Trangia. Simple little one, alcohol stove. You could use denatured alcohol like I use, or you could use canned heat or bottled heat. The yellow bottle, not the red, which I just happen to have a bottle of it sitting over here. So we can use that as an example as the types of fuels you could use in it, such as one of these. This will work in here wonderfully. This is also cheaper than some of the items. I have denatured alcohol, and this one I got a quart of it from the hardware store, and I just carry this in my fuel bottle, which I got from the Shields. I also carry that one with me wherever I go. Now, another one, by the way, this first one came from Temu, along with this one. Now, this one here, you could say, oh, this one's just a grate that goes over a fire. Well, I consider it a stove because you can use this in conjunction with one of these, a can of sterno, wood, a variety of different things. But I also have it set up to go with another one of my stoves that allow me to have a flat surface. Also, not only can you use it just flat like that on top of something. If you want to hang it, you can also do it this way if you have the right hook setups for hanging it over your fire that way. And these legs do come off if you need them to be. Yeah, the white gas one, I do have the appropriate, white camp fuel that goes with those. But the thing is, you can also use unleaded gasoline in that Coleman 414, which is a really good deal. I don't have any solid fuel tablets at the moment. I did send some over to SD Mountain Man recently, I should say a while back, and I haven't any chance to buy any of my own because I'm not a big fan of them. But the thing is, they still would count. I actually gifted him, not like mine, not different color than mine, another one of the items that I have, which is a little old school. And this is a sterno flat pack stove, cook stove. As you guys can see, I use this one in conjunction with my alcohol stove a lot because, for one reason, it makes sense to me. For one reason. Give me a second here. I'll set it up and I'll explain why it makes sense to me. Because this thing is really, really versatile. Somewhat like the grate that I just showed you. Give me a second here. Yeah. Love, do you want to check on the chicken?
Yes, I'm going to right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is why I like this one, because one, it provides a really solid surface for your stuff to sit on. And you could use sterno, you could use white gas, and in a pinch, you could open it up like this and use twigs. So this one has multiple uses. And it did originally have an indentation at the bottom right. Oh, what's up? Let me, you guys can see it better. My apologies for that. Right here at the bottom here, you can see this little ring right there. I hammered that down to allow me to allow my alcohol stove to sit in there and not have to worry about it flopping around. So you can use this with sterno fuel. You can use this with probably with your solid fuel tabs if you have those. But this also can fit heavy duty cast iron skillets and stuff on here as well. So this is really strong and provides its own windbreak. Hey, Weldon Carey, how you doing? This is just one of the many stoves. This is not my oldest stove. This is actually my second oldest stove. I think this one here is from the 60s, I think. I can't seem to find it. I want anything like it. So I carried this one in a, sorry about that, in a bag. What did I do? Oh, right here. I keep it in a bag like this to keep it the soot down and things like that. But I use that mostly in conjunction with my alcohol stove because I can carry a lot of alcohol in this one, and I can boil water, I can heat up food, whatever it is, and it doesn't take a lot. It lasts quite a while. Congratulations. Now, what stoves do you guys carry, Jay? And well, I've got a really one of the oldest ones I have that I'm going to be showing off here in a bit is a 106-year-old stove. Now, well, this one here flat packs, and it's really durable for how thin and light it is. This one flat packs, but it's really a bit heavier because this is solid construction. As you can see, it's woven, not just anything. And I paid less for this than I did for this, surprisingly enough. But one of the things I like to do that I can do with my things, I can take the legs off of this thing and use it in conjunction with one of my other stoves, which I'll be showing off in a bit. A lot of my stoves are, this stuff is interchangeable, which I like the versatility. Thank you guys for subbing for each other. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And I am going to do one more thing for you. Let's do this. Let's see if I'm on the wrong. Oh, hold on. Let me do this. Well, I just did something for you. How you doing, Jason? Glad you could make it. Links at the top of the chat if anybody wants to pop up. Congratulations. And congratulations to you as well, Rob, for getting 150K views. Now, at the bottom of my description box of this live is a link to my daughter's channel, Pepper Starseed. Please check her out, sub to her, give her some likes and some love. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. What's all going on?
Well, good. Don't talk about some stoves and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I was finishing up, getting stuff done. Huh? No, it's closed.
Rob has a question for you there, Jason.
What? If you're job subscribing, what?
Have you been dipped, scrubbed, squeegeed, and allowed to come out to play?
Yes. Watching the weather.
Oh yeah, we got dense fog advisories here. We were wondering if you could actually buy a lighthouse on Temu or not.
Yeah, you can buy a lighthouse on Temu.
You can buy everything from Temu.
Yeah, just got to make sure you watch what size you buy. 17 mm doesn't mean,
meters tall.
Yeah, it's millimeters tall.
Now, I'm showing off some of the stoves. Some of the newest ones I have are like less than a year old to one that's over 106 years old. Jason.
Well,
Yep. So this idea was brought to you by Doug, South Florida.
Ah,
He asked me some questions about my Temu stash of stuff that I got from Temu. And I went looking through my videos and said, I haven't done a stove video
oh wow.
live. I have not. So there it is. I mean, everybody and their grandmother usually has something variation of one of these
Yeah.
little Trangia knockoffs, either a Trangia itself or a knockoff.
Okay, yeah. I got enough battery.
How many do you have, Jason?
I just got what? I got the barbecue, this gas, propane. Then I got the
Anything you can carry with you?
Just a little tiny stove.
Well, I mean, are you talking like one like a butane one burner stove, like one of these?
No, the ones I had with me.
Okay. No, I've got a whole different kinds here. That was the butane stove. One of these. These canisters are getting hard to find individually at Walmart.
Oh yeah. Give me a moment.
Now, one of the biggest stoves I have with me. It's not I have one just slightly smaller than that. That is my propane stove, 2-burner stove. It's downstairs at the moment. I could not find it in time before my live started, but I do have one of those. But this is one of my pride and joys. So my finds is my 414 Coleman stove. And this is a dual fuel stove, which could use white gas or unleaded, which is a really good deal in emergency situations. If you run out of your regular fuel for this, you could just throw gasoline from a vehicle. Most people know about the butane stoves. They do have ways you can change out the style of fuel you use them with the connectors and adapters and things like that. But these are just basic ones, not including the adapter stuff.
Okay.
Another one of the ones I got to is my grate stove. It is a great stove, but you could use it as a twig stove or just use it for a burner for sterno or alcohol, solid fuel, briquettes, anything like that. You can fit it down into a fire to keep something elevated, or you could use it for what I use it for on one of my other stoves, which we'll be showing in a second. Sitting on top of that stove to help allow for a better cooking surface to set my pots and stuff on.
Hello, Wild and Barry, or Wild, excuse me.
He just got his was it?
And J&J, Rob on the Road. I gotta say hi to everybody.
Weldon Carey just got 3.1K subs today.
All right.
And Rob on the Road just got 450K views on his channel so far. That's pretty good.
Well, yeah.
That's pretty. 250, not 450, 250. My bad.
I'm getting close to 200,000.
Well, you're going to beat it before I do. Now, I actually have a couple of my stoves that I have are donated for a show by Ian. And one of them, a lot of people use this one a lot. I am not a fan of these, but Ian said, Dad, you got to show it off because it is a part of the whole stove deal. Now, I'm sure you probably have one of these somewhere, Jason.
What?
Well, give me a second. I got to get it out of the bag. One of the tiniest stoves there are. One of these little.
Oh, yeah.
That's a butane
talked to those before.
That work with one of these kind of canister stoves.
I have
now, this one does not have the self-igniter, so you have to light it yourself.
2 mags on that for before I have to re-air it up.
But it does work. I tested it earlier.
Chilling in the woods. How you doing?
Hey, chilling. How you doing?
No, we just got done dealing with all the thunderstorms and everything else, the tornado warnings and all that. And now I'm getting everything set up for the great mouse hunt tonight.
Well, good luck. Yeah, this is not a MSR. This one is a knockoff. This one is a BRS Japanese style. It's good. You got the little caricatures on there. Actually, let me correct myself. Ian got this one from Herbert T Outdoors when we did our last deal in the spring. We were at the Watcher County Flea Market, and we were doing our bug out bag challenge.
Yeah.
And this is what the stove pops in. It holds this tiny little bag. I had to buy the fuel canister for Ian, but the fact is, he does have one of these kind of stoves in the house. He's only used it for a couple of times heating up water and things like that. But my biggest issue with these is that once this is empty, you just got to lug it around. There's nothing you can do with it. I mean, I know nowadays you can refill these, and I know you can do other things with it. But when you're on a backpacking trip, or you got to either leave it behind, throw it away. You could and recycle it, because you can't. I don't like having to carry extra weight if you don't have to. The other items, the bigger stoves would not necessarily be something I would carry with me in a bug out or get home bag situation, because they're too heavy.
Pluto TV. Sorry, I can barely hear my wife.
I apologize.
She is. She's sick.
Her voice is going.
Pretty much.
Rob on the Road did mention one way of cooking food that that people have mentioned in the past, and that's using your vehicle.
Yeah.
Engine compartment. I don't trust that, but everybody's different.
Hey, Jax, how you doing?
Hey, Tyler, how you doing, brother?
All right, my camera's set up, pointing in the right direction. I have air in the cylinder.
Okay, I've actually seen people make stoves out of tent stakes.
Yeah.
And just, the way you position them, you can make a whole grate and everything else to cook on, doing it that way. I do have some stakes you could probably use that for, but I've never done it. Doesn't mean it can't be done. I just never done it.
How stable it is, everything rolling around.
Yes, exactly. No, actually, technically, if I think about it, if I use those in conjunction with these, I could raise it up a little higher off the ground and then still be able to cook on it and use it. Because I count this as a stove, folks, because you have to use external fuel source to get it to cook on anyway.
Well, you can also use a couple of good rocks too.
Yes, you could. Now, one of the reasons why I got this is because of my next stove. This one here is a Solo stove knockoff wood gas stove. I got this one years ago, and Jason's seen this one multiple times.
Right now, coffee.
And one of the reasons why I got that other woven grate thing is because when this one's set up like this, and it's got the little burn chamber it's upside down at the moment for a reason. That way I can put my alcohol stove in there like that, or I could put in some fat wood. I could turn it upside up the right way and put in wood, a sturdy canister, or what have you.
I'm still trying to recover from being sick for a couple of days.
But as you can see, the chamber is quite big, and it is a wood gas stove. So,
hi, Jenny.
Use it back picture. Oh, you brought me supper, hon. I don't need ketchup for chicken.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, though. Okay, I'm gonna have to put my thing down for a minute. Okay, what I usually do with this one, I can set it on top of this stove here. I can take the legs off, but the arms are a little flimsy. This allows me to give a lot more solid surface for me to put things on, or you can cook directly on it. What do you think, Jason?
You can do either or, just which one's ever is more stable with what you have sitting on it for weight.
Well, if, this thing is pretty sturdy when it's on. Make sure that any stove you use, you got to have it on a solid, even surface anyway.
Well, like I
But
said, if you put a Dutch oven on there, to cook in there, yeah, you got to be careful.
well, the reason why I got this because the part that things usually sit on is pretty flimsy.
Yeah.
But like I'm using this upside down because it's a little easier. It locks into the metal grates, which makes it a solid surface. That means you can put your cup of coffee on here. You could put a metal bottle to heat up water that way if you need to. But I usually take the legs off of this thing when I'm doing that. That way I don't get anything in the way. But this way it locks itself in and provides a better service. And I just realized just when I was talking to you that I could actually cook something small, like a small piece of chicken or a pork chop or something directly on the grate if I needed to.
It depends on what fuel you're using as well.
Well, if I'm using alcohol, it's just like anything you would use at home.
Yeah, you wouldn't be doing it with gasoline or kerosene.
No. But I would also be careful by using fat wood too. So that's me.
454.
That was me, folks. I put my stove on my keyboard and I pressed down on it.
Oh, let's go 54. 54 said, I know that police car.
No, I put my thing down and hit the that number and the enter button at the same time. But like I said, these kind of stoves, you don't just have to use wood with these. If you think outside the box, you could use solid fuel tabs if you need to, because you just flip the combustion chamber upside down, allows the fuel to get a little closer to what you're heating up, and that will allow you to do that. Now, if you want to go, if you have a more permanent situation, then you could use the Colan dual fuel stove. It's a pressurized gas stove, whether you're using the white gas or unleaded, but it's a 2-burner stove, and it holds about half a gallon or so in the fuel chamber, and it will pretty much last you indefinitely, as long as you have it. The problem with the butane canister single burner canister stove is, while you can get these fairly cheap, they are not there's not much in these. Give me a second here. I'm trying to read the fine print on these things. This one has only 8 ounces, and 8 ounces doesn't go far.
No.
Now, I do have a propane 2-burner stove with the extender hose that goes to a 5-gallon propane tank, which would be more of a permanent setup as well. But that's down in my basement. I didn't have time to bring it out right now, but I do have. That's an additional stove I don't have here right now.
Ajax, just drink some fruit juice.
What's he doing?
He's trying not to drink alcohol, but coffee doesn't help him much. So I'll get some juice.
Tea, coffee,
apple juice.
Lemonade.
Why is Ajax in the hospital?
I gotta get me some milk. I'll be right back.
Again today? Yeah.
I'll be right back, Jason. I want to go get me some milk.
Ready? You can also do what I do. When I brew coffee, I brew it with 1 scoop. 1 level scoop. Which means I can drink that whole pot all day. And it gets rid of the bitterness too.
I just realized there was another stove that I don't have represented here that I have mentioned, and that's the solid fuel folding stove.
I said he's not doing really well. Yeah, like I said, you can do a juice.
Tea and would always do you good too. So don't discount tea. And I'm drinking milk right now because I need it. Well, another thing you could probably do, hot chocolate. Cocoa. Cocoa is always a good method, especially this time of year.
So I just don't know how much caffeine you can have.
Well, I'm saying going with cocoa. There's not that much caffeine in cocoa.
Yeah.
And you can get decaffeinated teas.
Yeah, you can also get the marshmallows to go in the cocoa.
Ooh, yeah. Cocoa. That's another reason why I mentioned the cocoa, because you got to have it with marshmallows. But I'm getting ready to pull out the oldest stove that I have right here. It's not mine personally, along with the little isobutane stove that's Ian's, is the 1918 Boy Scout stove. Jason, you remember seeing this one before.
Yeah.
Ian calls it the pill bottle stove because it looks like a giant pill bottle, or the Zippo stove because it looks like a giant Zippo lighter.
Yeah.
Ian acquired this a few years ago at the Brass Armadillo in Des Moines, not realizing what it was until we did some research and someone actually mentioned that. Did you know that's an old school Boy Scout stove? It does have most of the parts, not everything, but it's missing it's got one plate. So this one here is both a cup or a bowl you can cook with. This one here is another thing you can boil water in or cook food in. It's got the bail for it. It needs some severe TLC, so bear with me on this.
Yeah, I was about to say, needs a little bit of cleaning there, Colin.
Hey, like I said, if this was mine, you know what it would probably look like. Just saying. But it does come with its own individual little bail handle, which allows you to fit through these little things right here. So you can do like this, pick your coffee this way. Jason?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Now,
I remember seeing those a long time ago.
Well, this was 106 years old. Now, they have two of these bail handles, just saying. But you could use the one with the plate in conjunction with the plate. These were mentioned on what's his name's channel? Justin Van Ferrari's channel.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy that does the Hobo series.
No.
Oh. He was also the one up in Wisconsin with Tyler and Mark during the Winter Survival Challenge.
No.
Well, here's the stove portion of all that. It doesn't look like much, folks.
No.
But this is the stove.
No, I haven't seen them.
From 1918. It's got a little lock handle, which allows it to unfold to about that size. It's got four legs that flop down from all the corners. Then you stick it in the ground and you put your wood on there or whatever. I think it mostly goes this way because it needs to lock in place. I have not really used this one, so I can't really tell you much about it. But I'm going by what the research was done. But it locks in like that, put it in the ground, and you could use your charcoal briquettes like you were mentioning.
Yeah. You
could use firewood. You could use a wood gas stove, propane stove bottle if you want to do it that way. Isobutane, whatever under these. And yeah, this is 106 years old. The fact that most of the pieces are still here is amazing unto itself because it's got the plate. A lot of them don't have the plate anymore. That's an
That's
amazing,
the mess kit with the grate, right?
huh?
That's the mess kit with the grate.
Yeah, it comes with everything together. It's got everything that it needs, which is really surprising considering how old it is. And what's more amazing than that is how much Ian paid for it. He paid $23 for this,
Mhm.
which is a really, really, really good deal. And everything just fits right back into the main compartment. Which fits in here like that. And then the other one just fits on top of that. Like so. So that's all there is to it. I mean, this, like I said, this is from 1918. The fact that this made it through World War I and II without being recycled
Yeah.
is a testament to itself.
Yeah. Ajax, do go get a second or sometimes a third opinion about that.
You think he's got COVID or something?
No, hold on. Read.
Tyler, do you need oh man, I have a little sister who had kidney disorder growing up. Are you having trouble processing salt or anything like that? So did Molly just offer her him a kidney?
Yeah.
You're not. You can't
Why?
because you're also diabetic.
I would ask him what blood type he is, but I don't think I'm a match. But what's the oldest stove you got, Jason?
I don't know. How old is those rocks outside?
I have no idea.
Exactly. Any kind of rocks that's squared up, you can use as a stove.
Well, I was talking about manufactured stoves, but not.
Manufactured stove. The only one I think we got that. The brown Coleman, and probably what 25, maybe a little bit, maybe 30.
That's pretty good.
It still works. Every once in a while, I got to clean it.
I think that personally, I think my oldest is my flat pack Sterno stove, and every year I take it out, I sand it down, and I respray it with heat resistant paint
Mm-hmm.
to help keep it protected and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the rest of them that way or not because some of them are already chromed, so I don't know what the extended heat is going to do to them.
Like
Coleman is built to last anyway. It's like a break.
Yeah, I just take the hose and the regulator off, and I just blow it out backwards, cleans it all out, and put it back on there, light it right back up.
Well, if anybody has any of these kind of stoves or stoves that I haven't mentioned, please feel free to speak up because I would love to hear more about them. What you guys got?
Yeah, like I said, those old Coleman chuck boxes will last a long time.
Okay, glad to know that you're here. Clip's here.
Well, I can read.
Well, I wasn't sure if you were paying attention.
I was looking right at it when it popped up.
Same here. But there is a guy, I can't remember, him and his wife own this one company that they build personal rocket stoves, all metal, solid steel rocket stoves.
There's several people that do that.
Yeah, these are the heavy duty ones. They got two different sizes. They got the little smaller, shorter ones, and they got the really big ones.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of different sizes.
Yeah. Well, he does this commercially. That's what he does for a living. And a lot of this, he actually donated about 75 of them to Western North Carolina for folks.
Yeah, I like the one that Andrew built.
Like who?
Andrew from
Blair.
no, not Flair. Andrew from Kelly's Country Life. He made a really nice one that you can do stir fry on.
Oh, he's got attachments to goes to this guy I'm talking about. He's got attachments you can get to those, and he donated those too. Griddles. He attached griddles and stuff like that too. I'm not sure if Will and Carrie actually noticed that I actually made him a moderator. I must have missed it if he commented on it. I wish I had that many followers, but I'm only at just over 1,000.
Yeah, I said, yeah. Ajax is distressed.
I can understand that.
Yeah,
I had a little sister who had kidney disorder growing up, so which is one of the reasons why I don't eat a lot of salt. My mom did pretty much a salt-free diet. You're welcome, brother. Glad you could do it. Glad you're here. Please forgive me. I'm eating my supper, but I can't eat much. So I had one chicken breast, and I don't even think I can eat the whole thing. So,
see, I had a can of soup today.
dang it, I'm doing it again.
Okay.
The Murray calendar.
Second.
It was halfway decent.
You're welcome, Tyler. Glad I just hope you feel better, brother.
Yeah.
Like I said, I grew up with a sister that had that issue. She eventually grew out of it, but it depends on the cause. Because a lot of things can cause kidney issues.
Like processed food.
No, I'm talking about a regular disorder or some kind of chemical imbalance, that kind of thing. Not just processed food. Not drinking enough water is a big one.
Yeah, no, don't give up. Never surrender.
He needs that T-shirt now. That's a good movie, which I'm sure that Jason has seen.
Oh yeah. Galaxy.
If you haven't seen Galaxy Quest, you should. Now, if anybody else has any questions about some of the stoves that I showed off, or questions about statements about the ones that they have or seen, or I have not done a Dakota fire hole. Though technically that would be considered a stove, which is like a rocket stove. I don't own one of those. I know you can get some flat pack ones from various websites and stuff. I can't judge on the quality or the burn quality of those. But if anybody that can, I'd welcome any and all discussions on these. He can't die. He's immortal. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, just go get checked out, find out exactly what's wrong, and work on it from there. For all we know, it could be a nasty kidney stone.
Oh, yeah. Those, I've heard people have some major issues with those. You feel like you're dying.
And those symptoms right there, too.
Now, like I said, 2 of my stoves that I showed off so far are donated for show only from Ian. He said, Dad, you're doing stoves? Here, use this one and this one.
All right, sleep.
What?
Sleep, Ajax. Get rest.
Be well, brother. Hope you feel better soon. It also could be medication-wise, because some people who have certain medications might have issues, give you issues with your as a side effect.
That's up to the doctors to decide on what's wrong with them. Not
No,
us.
I'm saying I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
And one of the if you don't look at your side effects of your medications, they do have some that say way down on the list. Oh, it's likely, but it's not probable. But it's on the list of stuff that you can happen with your medications or a combination of medications. I'm sure people have seen those medicine commercials with all the side effects.
And believe me, they don't give away all the side effects.
No, they don't. And the thing is, they don't know what a combination of two different medications will do. They might complement each other. They may aggravate each other. Totally new, different direction. I have to take at least 4 different medications every morning for my heart and my blood pressure. So, that's what happens.
Yeah, sometimes you have to have 2 medications to counteract the side effects of the first medication.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a movie that had something based on that kind of situation happening. And it's going to sound stupid. It's called Disorderlies, about these 3 kids that were from lower port of, I think, Harlem. This is from the 80s, by the way, folks. So bear with me on the racial discrimination. They were black. They went and got their CNAs in order to help old people and everything else. They got working for this one older white gentleman. And it turned out that they had to give him 1,000 different pills a day, and each one was to contradict a different side effect from a different pill. Until the day that they screwed up and lost his medication, the guy turned out to be perfectly fine without all of those things on, without him. I mean, his health skyrocketed. He got a really young girlfriend, a whole 9 yards. So
Sounds like Ozzy Osbourne.
it was not Ozzy Osbourne, but it's called Disorderlies.
Yeah, that was one of his problems a couple decades ago. The doctors were making him sick.
He was overly medicated.
Yes.
But I really hope you're going to feel better, brother, and hurry back to us. Give us some good news. We want to hear some good news about you, even if it's just someone has a line on something.
No.
Like I said, I've dealt with family members with that condition. So my sister's eyes used to swell shut because of it. It looked like she got black eyes without the actual blackout part, because the eyes would swell shut. But she eventually grew out of that happening, but she never got control of her weight. That was her biggest issue. Oh. And as the saying goes, right, Jason?
Yep.
And for those people who don't, it's Garfield. I don't know how many people have I didn't realize I had this many styles of stoves in the house. It was not by choice. It just sort of happened. And so I started adding them up. And a lot of mine are multiversal, not universal, multiversal styles that you can use in conjunction with each other.
I am. We need.
I would like the shepherd with the new fridge.
Okay.
It is good.
Alrighty. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hold on my throat.
Like I said, the only fuel kind I don't have solid fuels. The what are they called? The fuel tabs. I don't have any of those. I was considering it, but if anybody has any good points, bad points, ideas, suggestions, I'm willing to hear it, because anything extra, I would probably end up using them for fire starters. Now, I do have oil lamps, which is another option you could probably use some of these stoves with. Those, I don't have one right here, but it's like there's another one that's right across there. I got one there. I got like 3 over there. Got 2 different ones up here. But you could probably use those as a stove as well. Though there are some hurricane lantern style that are stoves. I don't have one of those. I was considering getting one, and it's give me a second here. It's Lehman's carries it.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, Rob, how you doing, brother? This is one of the stoves I was just mentioning, Jason.
Yeah,
What do
we've gone over those before.
Yeah, I've never used one, but they're definitely an option.
We're also talking about the square one too.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I mean, those are way too expensive,
Yeah, I know.
and they're a kerosene style stove, and I'm not a big fan of kerosene. The smell bugs the crap out of me. I've had kerosene lanterns and stuff before, and
Keeps the mosquitoes away.
Well, the thing is, it keeps me away because I can't breathe around them. I'm not sure if that's a personal thing or is it just normally that way.
It's normally that way.
So I'd rather not deal with it, so I don't use one. But
Oh.
those are the ones are they're antique versions and stuff.
Emo.
Now you can use solid fuel stoves. You like the what the fuel tabs called? Actual name besides fuel tabs.
The little square ones.
Well, I've seen the square ones. I've seen the different style, but I can't remember what they're called.
Like the old military ones?
Yeah, I got some for Scott, SD Mountain Man,
I can't remember what they're called.
but a lot of my little personal pack stoves I got here can be used with those. Well, not this one right here we're showing on screen. That's just an oil lamp stove, which I just happen to remember talking about. I don't own one of those. I've got a lamp like that, but not the stove version. But that one, basically, the top can come off, and you can just put your pot right on top of it. So I don't own one of those. And as you can see, $40 provides light and heat and ability to cook small things.
Yeah, those things get hot.
So it holds 24 ounces of fuel, which is basically the equivalent of 4 canisters of butane, or 3 canisters of butane. Sorry, my bad. My math is bad.
So good.
And it weighs just a little under 3 pounds. So yeah, a lot of options there. Rob, you missed a lot of stuff that we were discussing. I mean, I got stoves that are literally practically new style, with this little transient knockoff to eat with in conjunction with.
You're gonna have to go back and watch it.
A grate and stuff, or you can back and watch it, whatever. But even though this was might be considered this a grate, it's still I consider it a stove because you can use it to cook on. And I got my wood gas stove, which is one of my favorite stoves. But that's why I got the grate in the first place, so I could fit it on top of this thing for me to put on heavier items because I got that number 3 skillet.
Just seen the mouse I saw last night.
But that right there is the reason why I got the grate for it from this wood gas stove. But this wood gas stove, like I said, you could use if you had them, the solid fuel tabs in here, you could use an alcohol stove in here. You could use a sterno stove in here. You could use the twigs. So a lot of options for this one right here. The oldest one is technically a twig stove, but this one here is from 1918. And yeah, the fact that it's complete is surprising. That's Ian's contribution. The smallest stove, if you want to count it that anyway, is the isobutane stove that Ian got from Herbert T. Outdoors in May. And for anybody who has these, more power to you if you like them. Yes, they're lightweight, but they're very difficult to manipulate, to get on. And the fact that you got to deal with the canisters after they're empty too. So I like having things with options. But that one right there, and this old one here those are both Ian's. He said, "Dad, you got to show these off." So that's what I did. Now, everybody's seen these at Walmart, at any hardware store. I'm sure that Harbor Freight's got these.
Oh yeah.
It's the the butane.
They even make them even more compact than that now.
I know. I've been thinking about getting another one of those, the really small folding ones.
Yeah.
I mean, that are literally no bigger than the fuel canister. That fold out and everything else. I don't know how much those are. I haven't looked recently, but that's I think that my next upgrade to that one. I just like this one. It's got a carry case, which really helps. Let me see. If we can figure out. Yeah, they're going on Amazon for about $37.99. But AliExpress says, "Oh, you can get one for $8.19," which I don't believe.
Yeah, 5 weeks later.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, but
it's also going to be a bigger delivery fee.
Yep. Amazon's got it's called an Odolan portable camping propane 1400, I guess, watt. I'm not sure what that means. Collapsible backpacking stove for for outdoor cooking and hiking and stuff like that. And it comes with its own little carrying case to go with it. So, which is here, I'll show that one off for people to come up with your own opinion.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, this right here folds all into here, and it's got its own carrying case, which is nice, but it folds down to that small. And that's how it goes together. And it just takes those 8-ounce isobutane, the butane canisters. So that's cool that it can do all that, but I've got to consider if right now this one's going for $30.39. So there's that. If anybody has any ideas, suggestions of anything alternative that I have not mentioned, I mean, the biggest one, like I said, is my dual fuel Coleman
Adventures. How you doing?
Hey, Random Adventures, how you see? Glad to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Happy belated Christmas if you follow that, or Hanukkah, or whatever faith you follow. I'm good with any of it. We're just doing a little thing on stoves. South Florida, Doug from South Florida, asked me a question about Temu and stoves, and I just happened to come up across with, this is one of my latest Temu orders. It's just a simple little alcohol stove, along with a little metal grate, which surprisingly enough was cheaper than the first one I showed you. But the alcohol stoves, besides using denatured alcohol, which I have in my fuel bottle here, can also run on yellow heat. Denatured alcohol, to myself, you can get them in the cannons. It's cheaper in the long run, in my opinion, because you get more for less. But this right here, anybody who's bought this for your car this winter knows how much this stuff goes for. This is stuff that's supposed to go in my truck. I haven't put it in yet. But the oldest stove I have here is 106 years old, and from 1918. And the newest one is probably this one, which is a simple transient knockoff. The reason I like it because it's really freaking light, and they say you could seal off alcohol in these things, but I don't. I empty it every freaking time. So I don't like leaving it in there if I don't have to. I don't want to damage the seal. But I've got a butane canister stove, and I have my Colan 414 dual fuel, which uses white gas, which is regular camp fuel, like that.
Kerosene.
No, this is not kerosene.
It's close enough.
Yeah, but it's not kerosene. You can smell the difference.
Okay. JP4.
But you can also, huh?
JP4.
Give me a second. Let me look. You're asking me questions that I have to read here.
Those are other names for it. Little bit of a tweak, but they're pretty close.
I'm trying to figure it out. It just says white gas, camp fuel. It's made for a Colan Colan liquid and dual fuel appliances, which I have a liquid fuel dual fuel one, which is really nice, and it never been used. I found it still in the box for $80, so I got it for half price. I'm not knocking that. And it was not from the DAV store, folks. I found this at a thrift shop downtown. But you could also use unleaded gasoline in there too. So
Are you downtown?
ooh,
What?
he said canned heat helped save his phone.
Yeah.
Because he had moisture in his charge port. Help dry out the alcohol. The alcohol helped dry out the moisture in his phone. Yeah, but this right here, while it works and it's readily available at any gas station, I'd still rather go to grab me a can of denatured alcohol, which is about a pint or so, and put it in my 18-ounce fuel bottle here. And this will last me for at least a couple weeks in that my little transient knockoff. Because this right here takes a couple ounces and it'll last long enough for me to heat up food or boil water. Now, it's not going to be instantaneous as the little stove that Ian's that sounds like a jet. This little tiny little thing, but it still works. Hey, Sean, how you doing, brother? Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, Happy Yule, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you follow. May it be a happy one. Happy holidays to you. But if you had to put one in a bug-out bag for you and Molly, which one would you want to take with you? I know you have your minivan, but I mean, you got to quick up, grab and go.
A canister fuel?
Yeah, which kind of fuel stove would you use? Would it be
That's-
twig stove, like a wood gas stove, or any of the ones that I've shown here?
Believe it or not, I still take a grate with me.
A grate?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I have those too,
Yeah.
and I have somewhere, I think it's over here. Where do I put it?
Yeah, it might take a little bit longer to get a fire started and get going, but it's light.
Let me check something here. I'll look up behind her here. Aha.
It saves a lot of room.
Well, one of the reasons why I got that little grate thing, because I could use it with my little,
Yeah.
stove like that, little pot, little skillet like that, or give me a second here. In conjunction with some, this. I just set that directly on that and cook on that. But if I don't want to set it directly, I can always just use this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just my pot hanger, but it's adjustable, so I can raise it and lower it. You got a big version of it, I think. I gave it to you.
Yes.
So
It's in with my my trivet stand.
hey, if anybody need it, there you go. 2.0? What?
The shorter version.
I have a sterno stove here. I do.
Sorry, I'm looking for
My sterno stove is right here. Now, a lot of the stoves you see here that I've got are flat pack stoves or smaller, can be used in conjunction with sterno stoves, sterno canister fuel, a solid fuel, the gel fuel.
Yeah.
Like this is an actual sterno stove. As it says right there. But like I was saying, this is not just for sterno. I could use it with my alcohol stove. I could use it with solid fuel tabs if I have it set up for that, place it set up that way. Or I could use it with twigs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would that reduce the lifespan of this if I do twigs? Yes. But it still can be used as an emergency.
Oh, yeah.
Make it as a twig stove. Which is why I got options. I like having options.
Yeah, that metal grate of yours would be the best thing to carry with you.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is the top portion of it, but this one right here, the way it sits right here, you can see it's like pretty deep.
Yeah, the gas stove. Yeah.
The wood gas stove. What I do if I'm using like the alcohol stove, or if I have sterno or whatever, I can flip it upside down, which allows me to put it here. When it's flipped up, I can set it like that in here. Well, give me a second. I got to put the arms over. You can do this with solid fuel tabs or whatever. You could use this to be able to cook a little bit better that way.
Oh, yeah.
In conjunction to the grate on top to give you a solid flat surface instead of open things that might slide around, possibly slip your food onto the ground, that kind of thing. But this gives you options. And like I said, options are everything. And the fact that you can also use it by itself as well. So it's just not just one single use thing. It's like the saying goes, one is none, two is one type of thing. So there is that. Well, good luck on that there, Sean. I hope they figure it out. And if anybody wants to come up, the link is at the top of the chat, unless you want me to repost it. Morning, sir.
It's at the bottom of the cabinet, not at the top of the chat.
I know you have. I see you got to do a fresh haircut.
Yeah, I had to sort of be presentable for the holiday. Can't look like a homeless person all the time.
I've seen homeless people with haircuts like you. A lot of them are former military. Some of them are. A lot of them are former military. Well, hopefully they don't find any metal shavings in it. Now, I just found out that Ian's Boy Scout stove is 106 years old.
Nice.
That's an old stove.
That it is.
And the fact is, like you've heard me repeat this multiple times today and in the past. A lot of my stoves I have here are very open option fuel wise.
Multifunctional.
Yeah, I'd rather have multifunction stoves than not. Being restricted to one type of fuel, such as these, it limits to what your survival rating in my book. Because once this is empty, you got this. That's all you got. And this one doesn't hold very much either. 8 ounces. It's the same as this.
See, you're thinking inside the box. The problem is you got to think outside the box. When that canister is open or empty, you cut the bottom off and you cut the top off, and you have a jet stove.
Mm.
You have an upside down jet stove. Sucks air from the bottom, and then you have a place to burn chamber on top.
Well, I was thinking something else because as a possible ignition device. You know how?
If you polish the bottom.
Yeah, you polish that part.
But you can still get that off and still use the canister itself as a portable wood stove.
Right. I guess you could use a can opener to spread along here and just cut it off.
Yeah, if you find a decent flat rock, you can grind the seal off and then.
But I'd rather get it in one big piece instead of possibly ruining it. You know what I mean?
Oh no, that seal. If you, like I said, you got to find a good flat rock.
And the only other problem,
you open a tin can if out in the bush and you ain't got a can.
Oh, I've seen Cody Lundine's videos and stuff like that. I know he did that one with a can of tuna on the curb right up, when he was getting interviewed. They didn't believe him until he did it. But this stove he got that Ian got from Dan, this is the flimsiest thing I've ever seen. This is the stove for that.
Yeah, I've got one similar.
Well, is yours got the
titanium?
Yeah. Well, does yours have the igniter?
I
know some of the more expensive ones have
mine does not. I have the pocket rocket. I think mine was the 2.0 version.
I think those have the igniter, don't they?
Some of them do, some of them don't.
Well, this one's just a knockoff version, and it works really well. We tested it today and everything, and you don't take much to light it. I mean, either a lighter, a ferro rod, match, anything that causes a spark for it to ignite, you can use it for. But I'm not a fan because it's really tiny.
Well, they're more for like backpacking than anything else.
True. I mean, a lot of my stuff it could be used for backpacking too, but it's just I like having versatile capabilities because when you get to a certain point and you can't, say you're out of fuel halfway through your trip, you're going to have to cold soak your food.
Yeah.
It's going to suck.
That's what a lot of backpackers do that. You'd be surprised.
I'm sorry. I'm not cold soaking coffee.
They cold soak a lot of things. Cold soak beans, cold soak rice, and then when it's absorbed enough, they just warm it up then.
No, the thing is, they eat it that way. They can't heat it up. That's the problem. Unless they want to start a little campfire.
That's not saying they don't.
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't either. But like I said, the solid fuel stove and and one of those stoves is one of the few I don't have. My propane stove is downstairs in my basement. I would have showed that one off, but I don't have that. I can't walk up and down the stairs right now. But between the butane stove, which is the little single burner stuff you can see it, Coleman has one. Walmart has their own brand. My big Coleman dual fuel, which is really nice because it's more of a car camping type situation.
Yeah.
But the fact is, if you're in a ticket in your car, you have access to more fuel in a grid down situation because you can always tap into somebody else's broken down vehicle for fuel to run your stove.
Yeah, correct.
And a lot of my stoves are, like you said, multi-use, multifunctional, like this right here. It's just a grate, but I could use that as a stove. I could use that as a griddle, grill. I could sit it on top of my wood gas stove. And I can use it with solid fuel, liquid fuel, twigs, what have you. Or even charcoal that Jason brought up. Now, you probably use survival candles as well, but I don't know how well that would work.
To an extent, you can use them, but it's not like you're gonna sit there and cook a steak on survival candles because that's gonna take way.
No. It's mainly for like small stuff. I mean, I would use it for like instant oatmeal, small soups. I mean, if you the canned and the powdered soup mixes and stuff like that. But like I said, the butane stove and the dual fuel stove, those are for your car. They're not meant for everyday carry. Now, some of the other ones, like Ian's Boy Scout stove, that is a novelty. The fact that it's an antique is just happens to be complete. That he paid only $23 for. Just amazing that he has it and that it survived World War I and II. That's my biggest thing about that. It made it through both those wars without being recycled.
There's a few of them. Trench lighters have made it.
Yeah, but trench lighters are small. They fit in your pocket. People don't notice them. But that's that big. It looks like a giant Zippo lighter. What's his name? Was it the one that does the Hobo Waypoint Adventures? Did that Hobo stove version of that? He actually wanted one of those. He's never had one of those. So he made his own.
Trench lighter's not that hard to make. If you have the machinery for it.
Yeah. He actually used 2 Spam containers.
Yeah.
And I think it was a sardine or mackerel container for mackerel little fish container. He made his own version, not as big as this, but this one, this one has the plate, this one has the grate and the handles and everything else. Does it need cleaned up? Yes, but the thing is, patina is everything with these old things nowadays. But it still works, still functional, and this thing is older than most people that I know. And Ian said, "Dad,
everybody,
Nope, 106 is pretty old. But the fact is, Ian said, Dad, you don't have these 2 stoves. You need to add these to your list of stoves. So that's what I did. But like I said, the only one I don't have up here that I do own is my propane one, 2-burner one. It's just downstairs. I didn't want to go downstairs and grab it. But a lot of these are interchangeable with each other, which is nice. And it kind of defeats the saying of one is none, 2 is 1, when I have everything intermixed with each other, with fuel-wise especially. Because I got twig stoves, alcohol stoves. Only thing I don't have is solid fuel.
Sometimes those solid fuel tabs are not the most pleasant smelling.
Hexane tabs. I just remembered the name of them. Hexamine? Hexamine tabs. I was close. I knew it was had hex on it.
All right, I somewhat back.
Cliff clarified the name of it. It's a hexamine tab for the solid fuel tab. Okay. I got them for Scott, SD Mountain Man, but I could never remember the name of them. I found them, and I know a lot of places sell versions of it.
Walmart pretty much sells them. You can buy them for like a pack, like $5 for like 24 of them.
And they got the little folding stoves that look like this. Just pops up like that. Yeah. And they used to carry them, but they don't carry them much anymore. They carried more of the smaller ones, like I just showed you, like the isobutane canister stoves.
Well, those pop-up ones that look like basically like a pack of cards.
Right.
Those are actually, a lot of those were designed really for MREs. It was all military for that.
Scooter.
Right.
Ooh, Molly yelled at Scooter. Ooh, we did something.
Flea bag.
He gave her a cold.
Uh,
That's what happened.
keep your company.
Yeah, I'm eating my my dinner actually.
Same here. I'm just nibbling right now because I can't eat very much.
I've been eating all day, and then right before I actually popped on here, when I said I'll be up in a bit, or I'll be up momentarily, whatever. I was currently eating a freaking sourdough sandwich.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm eating a baked chicken breast and stuffing, and a glass of milk. But I did bring down, not technically stove wise. This is more of container wise. Is my little pot and my
Sean's leaving.
my skillet.
Sean's leaving. Hi, Sean.
Later,
Sean.
Sean.
I think he is.
Really?
Possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
Perhaps, perchance.
I put one of my stoves down. I can't remember where I did with it. Oh, here it is.
It's over there next to the thing that was setting next to the other thing.
No, I mean I took it apart to show the basic parts because I didn't need to have all three parts together or all four parts together at the time to show it off.
Yeah, I have a stove similar to that, but it doesn't have the cleat on the top.
Well, okay. I do have an alternative to this particular stove that belongs to Jenny. I got her an upgraded version of this stove, and she liked the idea. He just didn't like the gripper part for the top of it. So, what I'm going to do, once
I might be dying.
There's another back here behind me here, and I'll grab that. I haven't had hers out that much. I'm trying to divide all my stoves between my different activities, from backpacking to bushcraft, get home bag kind of thing. So,
Yeah, I've already got mine. I already got my GHB stove if there's ever an emergency.
which one is that?
My jet boil
Ah,
with an extra fuel canister, so I'm not worried about extended stays anywhere. Getting food or procuring food will be the other problem because I don't actually carry any food with me anymore.
well, you're a little different than most. You can grow food, which is most people can't do like you do. But you're restricted to the time of year and having the seeds available.
Not 100% restricted to the time of the year. At least I won't be next year because next year I'm going to have my bigger greenhouse. I'm going to be competing with Jason.
No, there's no competing. You know you're going to win.
I don't know. Jason had a lot better seed starts than I did, but he did happen to lose most of them. So unfortunately,
Okay.
I think the only ones that did really good were his asparagus ones.
Yeah, they do really good.
But I've also got herbs, so I can do I can do a bit more variety of things.
I didn't know asparagus was that stupid easy.
Just takes a while.
As long as it gets wet, again, it's a ditch weed.
Okay. This is the difference between the one I have and the one Jenny has. I got it upside down. Dang it. I'm just trying to figure this all out. This is Jenny's. It's a little taller than mine.
Are you
But
getting
the biggest difference, besides hers got the slanting
It's hard to
slots on everything. Same thing goes on the inside of those. It's all slanted. Is this part right here? It's actually got the good gripper parts, and it also has a little window where you can add more fuel to.
Want some of this?
So
Similar to the Bush Buddy.
it is.
Well,
It's a knockoff, just like any of them. This is a knockoff that I got, but that could be used the same way as mine. I mean, this one here's got a little bit better, pot stand.
oh, we lost him.
Oh, that's on me, not him.
He
That's because
touched the button.
I pressed on my button right here and it pushed a button, but all it did is knock you down below, so that was good.
Yeah, that's why I always keep my cursor in the corner of my screens half the time. That way, if I push a button, it doesn't do anything.
No, well, here's the thing. My cursor's off to the side. I use my finger to do that. But your name was still highlighted from the last time I did it. But this part here, which is, I actually kind of like the fact that it's got a little open window. You can add more fuel. And this is a lot more sturdier than mine. But you can still add, I'm putting this upside down just because it's a little easier. Add one of the grates on here because it's solid. It gives you more, if you want to need to put, say, a coffee cup or something on here, it'll be a little easier for you to do it, you know?
Watch him drop the coffee cup.
Well, this is my...
To shatter. Turtle? Oh, no, leprechaun.
No, this is
Garfield.
Oh, Garfield. Garfield Lacan. Garfield Lacan.
His part-time job is leprechaun. You've seen the shenanigans he gets into.
That's more Odie and Normal.
Normal just annoys the crap out of him. So the only thing I don't like about this one, because mine's got the little sharper points, it could sit more firmly on this because these are not sharp at all. They're just bumps. As you can see, they're not sharp at all. So you can't dig into your pots and stuff like that. Now, could I put a pot like this on there? Maybe, but that'd be really, really heavy. Now, I probably put a frying pan. I don't know if I could put a frying pan, my little frying pan on this or not. That's why I like the grate. Allows you to balance it out, level it off. So you don't have to worry about your things sliding off. But this one is also taller than mine, too, because it's got this little left part here. But it's a little, like I said, this is like the first or second time it's actually been out since it came in.
Yeah, I have like two of those somewhere. I just don't know what box they're in.
And it just folds into about that small. Cliff, it gets that small.
Yeah, that one does the same thing.
Yep. And it comes in a simple mesh bag. It didn't cost very much, less than $20, and it can be used in conjunction with all the same fuels as my other ones, which I kind of like. The versatility of options is a big deal for me. But fuel wise, like for my knockoff Trangia, I mean, I still prefer my denatured alcohol because I can get it a larger amounts for cheaper than it would be for me to get the same amount for this.
Yeah, heat's expensive.
Molly says commercial.
Ooh. Molly got commercials. Neener.
Now,
Just kidding.
this right here is 18 ounces of denatured alcohol, which I can carry in this bottle, which is that's made for this. As you can see, it's a fuel bottle, which is almost not quite it's a little over twice of one of these bottles or these bottles, and easier to refill and reuse, which is, I mean, I would rather not have to carry around these at all, but that's my personal preference. Whatever you have is yours. That's perfectly fine, but as long as you have something to help disinfect water, boil, heat up your food or boil water for your meals or whatever, because if you are even just using it for heat, because I know one thing, when I used Ian's stove earlier, I turned it on, it put out a ton of heat, and it's very, very loud.
Oh yeah, that's because it's designed after one of the pockets. It's essentially a pocket rocket.
It's a knockoff pocket rocket.
Yeah, and how much fuel does it consume?
That's another thing.
They actually don't consume as much. If you have it on full blast, yeah, it'll burn through a canister pretty quick. But if you have it, medium low to like low, you don't need to think full blast to boil a cup of water.
No, it may go faster. It might boil faster, but it doesn't mean it's going to be better.
Hi, Jenny.
Just finished watching my Doctor Who episode. Woo!
Woohoo. Wait, Doctor Who?
Thank you.
Dr. Pepper?
wait, Doctor Who?
Doctor Who Christmas special. She watches it every year. She's a little late when it came out a couple days ago.
No, you're not yet.
Well, okay, it came out yesterday. She didn't get a chance to watch it yesterday because we were on the road. But like I said, there's only a couple stoves I don't have. One's downstairs. I own it, but it's downstairs. And the other one is the solid fuel stove, the hexamines. Did I say it right? No, it's not.
Yeah.
Hexamine? Whatever it is. I don't have the solid fuel stoves.
It's basically the word examine with an H in front of it.
Okay. Now, there's a stove that I showed off earlier, which is this one. Give me a second here.
Yeah, I saw that one, the portable fold-up one.
No,
It's a
this
Tokyo.
one here.
It's that one. Yeah, that's really not technically a stove. It's a lantern that has the add-on for the stove.
Right. But it's an emergency thing. It's not perfect by any means.
And it's enough to heat up water to make it safe.
You boil water to disinfect it. That's pretty much all it's good for. And you could use any fuel, whatever you use in those lanterns and stuff like that. I've actually heard somebody actually using birch oil in those things.
If it's refined enough, yeah, because birch oil would be sticky.
He got it to not. He didn't overcook it. He got it down to a regular strict liquid form, not the tar form. If you overdo it, then it goes to tar.
That's why you got to refine it, because it's a sticky substance. Even when it's like from the birch tree, it's a sticky substance.
Yeah, well, the way he did it is that he superheated the bark, obviously, without causing it to combust. Got it into a canister, empty can, then poured it into a jar. Then wait for it to separate, because there's water in it. It will separate. It'll sit on top of the water. Then I think he used an eyedropper or turkey baster or something to get the actual oil out of it. He kept the water separate from it, but that's a good way of getting fuel for small canister. I mean, it'd work in these.
Yeah.
And if you in a pinch, it'll work, but it takes time to do that. And you got to have access to birch trees. I don't know if you can use it with other types of woods or anything like that, because that's a skill I haven't learned yet.
I would say pine, but not really.
I wouldn't say pine.
Pine is more of a glue.
It's a rosin more than anything else.
You mean the Colan?
Glue.
But I'm sure there's paper birch, river birch, any of the birch trees is the main ones you use, and you just use the bark. You superheat them in a container like you would be making char cloth, with a hole at the bottom to drain out the oil as it comes out, and catch it, and then that's the fuel you use. So that's an option you could use in those, or one of these, which is probably a little easier because it's smaller amounts. But you'd have to do it on a regular basis to even hold it. Or if you had a big enough container to hold a whole bunch, put it in one of these, carry it with you. But
That's a sticky situation.
it depends on how well you said. If you got to watch out how you make it. If you let it cook too long, then it goes to a tar. If you catch it right before that, then it's still liquid form. It's more like an alcohol than anything oil, like a light mineral oil type, I guess. But if you overcook it, then it goes into a tarry substance. Still flammable, hard to do anything with, but becomes more of a solid fuel type, I guess. But I've never tested that one, so that's just what's the word for it? Hypothesis. So until somebody tests it and prove it right or wrong, I have no idea. I'm just throwing the idea out there. If anybody in the chat has any ideas, I greatly appreciate it. Cliff, you're smart. Jason, you're smart. You guys tell me. What do you guys think?
Right
I
now,
try not to because it causes aneurysms sometimes.
yeah, I got some calculations.
No, I bet.
As soon as I find it.
What was the other stove you were mentioning earlier, Cliff? Before I pop that one up.
That weird tube foldy one that folds into the canister.
Oh yeah, it's it's what it uses this stove.
Yeah.
It's the folding butane.
Yeah,
It's
Luke's
the
got a
folding
review.
version of one of these.
Luke's actually shocked how well that thing does.
Yeah, I've seen them use them before, and they're light. That's for sure.
Yeah,
And it's
not
like
very stable, unfortunately.
I would say just along the same as any other freestanding stove. You know,
Yeah, they're not
all
good
about
to
the
set
surface
on
area.
rocks or the ground. You have to set it on a fairly flat surface.
That's pretty much anything with any of the stoves that I have, with the exception of the big Coleman dual fuel. It's got enough surface area of its own to be easier to level out. Now the butane one, somewhat that way, as long as you keep it in the case or near set the case down, then you can set that on top of it. Do it that way, but who knows?
Holy smokes! I haven't seen a video from this dude in forever.
Who?
Who's this dude?
Alfie Aesthetics.
Oh, you mentioned him twice before.
Yeah, I used to follow this dude a long time ago. He was one of the channels I deleted off my thing because he hadn't posted anything in like 3 years.
I've had some really interesting people pop in today. Wilden Carey was here. Who else was here? That was really I haven't seen in a while. Ajax, you know about his issues. Rob on the road, chilling in the woods, who'd popped in and out before. The J&J was here. Lori, Tiny Titan, she was here for a little bit. Let's see who else was here. Oh, Jason was here.
Jason's always here, usually, for the most part. Some days, sometimes. At points throughout the evening.
Let's see who else was here. Both, like I said, both Robs, Ajax, and I hope he feels better soon.
Molly is technically also here, too.
Yes, I was going to mention that. And I was going to say, some guy named Fox at Outdoors was here. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, he wandered in and out. He decided to go and clean up before this. Oh, and then you got RA 2.0.
Yeah, Random Adventures. Yeah, he pops in from time to time, too. I haven't seen him in a while, but he's here. That's cool. He saw that I was on, just decided to pop in.
Yeah, he just popped in to say hi. I'm pretty sure he was busy.
Oh, yeah. I follow him, too. His latest one was from 3 days ago, and it was talking about the Blue Eddy Elite 200-volt portable power station. So that's something at least. I don't know anything about the Blue Eddies, but
I do. They're heavy, but they work.
What brand do you have?
Blue Eddy.
Which one?
The A13. This is like the A6130 or whatever.
I'm not familiar with those, so you're gonna have to.
It's a small unit.
Well, he got the bigger one. He got the 200.
I also got my heater to run off of it, which took a bit.
How long does it usually last on a general average use, not a heavy pull like a space heater?
Oh God, with my heater, that thing gave me 0.6 hours.
Less than an hour.
Yeah, that thing was eating power like crazy. I got it to go on there. It took me a second to get it started, but yeah, I got it going.
Now, if you were using something a little smaller, like a small portable fan or something like that, it would probably last a lot longer.
Oh yeah, I've run my little 10-inch fan down here. I can run that thing for like 5 hours.
Okay, that's not too bad. Well, I mean, if you don't necessarily have to have it on full blast, you can have it on just enough to circulate the air.
I can have it on one because it's a 3-speed, so it's 1, 2, 3, and then off. But yeah, if I put it on one, it gives me, I think it was like 7 hours, 6.5, 7 or 8 hours, something like that.
That's not too bad though.
Nah, especially when I got the solars, I can just run the solar to set that somewhere and let it charge during the daytime.
That actually brings up a question that I heard somebody talk about in some other chat. I can't remember where I was at. And I said, why bring a space heater when you can probably do the same thing with a electric blanket?
Electric blanket's going to take just as much power to run.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, that's why I'm asking. Cause I don't know. Because I mean, it's not the only thing. It's not trying to go full on glow red. or anything like that, but it just needs enough to warm up the area you're in.
Bro, I mean, my little desk heater over here, that thing doesn't turn bright red to heat up.
And it doesn't have to run a fan.
Blow hot air.
And it doesn't have to run a fan either at the same time to blow the heat out.
No, but the problem with that is you have to worry about it tripping and possibly.
Well,
You're going to have the same problem if you're running like a small space heater too.
You know, that's the thing. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, it's just a question. So
I don't know. I think most heated blankets are either battery powered or maybe you do got to plug them into the 120. Because I mean, you can check the voltage stats and the amps of a heated blanket.
Those are usually what 900 to 1100 watts.
Good Lord. Amazon's got one for about 50.
okay, so the Solar Explorer 500, as long as it's the electric blanket is wattage is less than the electric blanket. The electric blanket is less than the power station's wattage.
Well, you can put it on low and it'll work.
That's what I mean. It's not going to suck as much power as a space heater will. I'm looking online for this and see what it says.
Got one for $40 for Sunbeam.
You just get a really low wattage electric blanket. It can still keep you warm without having to, drain your battery completely. Now, would you do it extended periods, like multiple days? Probably not. But it'd be something you could use in a pinch. Keep yourself from freezing to death.
Yeah, we never saw the sun today at all.
We were in a fog advisory. So it's 42 and fog.
Yeah, like I said, we had sunshine yesterday, somewhat. Then woke up this morning, never saw the sun. We were under tornado watch this afternoon until 7 p.m. Then it's supposed to be foggy and raining again tomorrow.
Yeah, this is what I keep my little Sternos flat pack stove in.
It's not freezing rain.
I like the fact that it's
Rain.
highly versatile. I just got to keep one stove in my get home bag, one in my bushcraft bag, and one in my backpacking backpack. I do the same thing with my tarps. I got multiple tarps for the same reason. I still have about 7 tarps that I'm not using, and the other ones have already been given out. Are you okay?
Tired. I've been tired for like the last 3 days.
You looks like you've been having a lot of sinus problems.
Yeah, I got freaking sick last week. Again, that's what I was talking about.
I'm looking at your eyes,
I
dude.
making myself sick.
I can see it in your face.
Yeah, I've been having stupid today. It's been weird.
Did you take anything? You're out.
I'm not like Jason.
Is that Dayquil or just NyQuil?
NyQuil. I got Dayquil in my truck.
Yeah, Dayquil is probably something you need to take during the day, not your NyQuil.
I know. It's nighttime. I'm taking NyQuil.
Okay. I'm out of both, so
I could follow it up with a couple of Benadryls to help my sinuses, but no, it's just lack of sleep due to holiday.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of people over that you hit it from, or what?
22. 21, including me, but still.
I'm not sure if you caught it or not, but Ian got his first squirrel yesterday.
Yes. Posty and all of that. I just didn't show up to yesterday's thing because I was done with yesterday.
I know. You told me.
Yeah.
You mentioned it already. I understand. No issues. No worries.
Yeah, today work wore me out. Today was the first day I was, no sweating, no nothing. I was just doing good. It's just
how many returns did you have to deal with?
Say again?
How many returns did you have to deal with?
Returns? No, I don't deal with that.
That's customer service.
No. just because they return them to customer service doesn't mean they don't get to go put back on the shelves.
Oh, I walked by them one time today and picked up one item.
Oh, did one item then?
Yep.
Okay. That's all I need to know.
It's like the plague.
Oh yeah. The family avoided this house like the plague because everybody's been getting sick.
Your daughters too?
Yeah.
He's got it. Justice got it.
Where are they crashing at then?
Mom's next door.
No,
Ramos?
they're in their own rooms.
Well, I mean, if the whole house is sick, do you really want to be in the same house?
I already had it.
But their mom has it.
What?
Listen, my daughters, their mom has it too.
Me.
Molly.
Which is what I meant. Because another person in the house still is sick, so.
No, but the other family members did not want to show up at our house.
Well, that I understood.
That's a good thing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I got to remember to give Ian back his stuff. Because, like I said, he's the one that said, Dad, you got to show these off. So that's what I did. But I am a firm believer in using proper fuel bottles for your liquid fuel. So try to use official fuel bottles for liquid fuel, like alcohol or whatever you use for your fuel. Because
3 months.
I tried using an actual, I had that 99% rubbing alcohol
3 months.
bottles. I tried using those, but they leaked like crazy.
Yeah, they're not sealed. They're just there to sit on your shelf at your house.
Exactly. So while that stuff works amazing for your fuel for your little transient knockoff things, alcohol stoves, they work great. They're not cheap either. Unless you find them at, like I did, at a bin store for $1. And buy like
Sometimes you can.
huh?
Said sometimes you can.
I did. I found 5. When I found them, I bought 5 bottles of them. Because if they're there, buy them when you can. Buy in bulk. But yeah, make sure you have a dedicated fuel bottle. I'm not sure what other people have used. I've seen people use the metal water bottles.
Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Like these, but you can't really trust that. Even though it's very similar, they're not the same. The seals can't handle it. So even though this is basically the same thing, they even look alike, they're not the same thing.
Yeah, the field ones have a different cap and an O-ring.
Well, okay. This is the one from my scent bottle, and you can see the little silicone seal right there. But that's a solid.
Yeah, that's silicone seal versus your solid rubber seal.
And here's the one for my actual Optimus.
Yeah, it's a solid. It should be a solid rubber O-ring.
It is.
Are you staying up late tonight?
And this is.
I'm thinking
Whoa.
about
It's a little potent.
I mean, if I can get 1 out of the 3.
Ooh, what you
Man,
get
I
there?
forgot how strong that stuff is.
We're not supposed to drink it.
No, I just smelled it. I was looking at the lid, and the fumes from my lid came up.
So you're the one that dealt it.
Ha 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 ha. Now, if you can figure out a way to do a methane stove, then go for it, dude.
Yeah, I'd have to get up real early in the morning.
I don't have any cows to do a methane stove with.
You make methane. I make methane. Everybody makes methane.
I know. Always do.
If you pass gas, that's methane.
Is your morning alarm set?
Yeah.
You're not careful, Cliff. You're going to fall asleep. You're leaning back now.
Oh, I'm always leaning back.
I'm trying not to. But I think I did pretty good on the different style stove stuff. I mean, I did a search when I first started to set up my pictures and stuff that if I've ever done a video on straight stoves. I don't think I have. I've talked about other stuff, but not just stoves.
A lot easier to talk about a straight stove than another stove.
Well, I didn't realize how many different ones I owned, to be honest. I mean, the only one I wasn't really able to show that I owned was the propane one, but it's down in the basement right now, and I don't know where Ian put it.
You know, you could always ask him.
No, I can't. He's not here right now.
Oh, you don't have a phone?
Yeah, but I'm online right now. I don't want to, stop what I'm doing to go
I
call
thought you
him.
were in your recliner.
And I can't go downstairs to dig it out anyway, wherever he put it. I can't walk on up and down those stairs. It's not an option. Because my knee has been hurting all day. But I think I did pretty decent, I think. Now, I have not used my dual fuel stove yet because it's still brand new. Never been used. But I only paid $80 for it.
Only.
It's a $190 stove. It was brand new in the box.
Yeah, try finding a Bush Buddy that's less than $110. Even used, they're still $100.
I can see what I can do. I've never actually searched for a Bush Buddy. I've been told I'm extremely lucky at finding things.
Oh, actually, you can find Bush Buddies, but these are the off-brand. Well, they're going to be Bush Buddies, but you can get them for about $66, according to this. But these ones have like little blemishes, either. Oh yeah, holes drilled too close. From the looks of this one.
Well, it's basically what I showed you. Yeah, that looks exact. It's a little small. There's a mini one for 90.
Yeah, those are the Bush Buddy minis. These are the little tiny ones.
No, there's the blemish ones are 66, which is not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, the main Bush Buddy was always that took me like 6 weeks to get mine.
Okay, backpackinglight .com. Here, I'll give you the link. Check this out, Cliff.
Yeah. I don't want to become a member.
But
Oh, jeez.
Better?
back a Bush Buddy, $60, like new condition, reduced to $50.
What's wrong with it?
Don't know.
But the thing is, you said to find one,
Oh,
so I did.
I did off their main site, off Bush Buddy main site for $66. But again, that's the little tiny one.
That's the one I showed you. I'm not sure what size it was, but it was $50. Probably a blemish one anyway. But still, I found one. That's all that matters. He didn't specify how to find it, just find it.
Yeah, that's definitely a Bush Buddy.
There's somebody on Hammock Forums. That was from a few years back. They don't have one now. Okay. Let's see. What about on eBay?
I'd be shocked if there was one on eBay. Because if it's an original Bush Buddy, they're not going to get rid of it because the gentleman who originally made them, they sold the company. So the original company used to make them out of Alaska. Hey, Big Mike, how's it going?
Big
Hey,
Mike.
Mike.
How you doing?
I'm not finding one on eBay at all. That backpacking light was the cheapest one I found. Yeah. Another one I would like to get, but I don't own, is like the collapsible rocket stove. The flat
Oh
pack.
yeah,
The
those
flat,
ones that come in the metal ammo cans.
well, there's that one too. There's supposed to be another one that's actually flat packs.
Oh, I think I've seen that one. It's
It's not very big, but
Hoax is the one that makes it, I think.
they're a lot lighter than the ammo can ones, which are nice, by the way. But I mean, I want one of those too. But I'd like to get one of those, just to own one of those. Say I got one, because they work amazingly well for what they do. Well, I did do what you asked me to. Find one under $100, which I did.
Yeah, I found a couple of them flat pack ones, but I mean, you got to have some pretty thick steel in order to do those, so they don't collapse upon underweight.
Well, Walmart sells one.
Yeah, it's a taxing one. I can see it here.
Mine's from Mingying. It's a Chinese knockoff one, but still one. But I can't, like you said, it depends on how thick of steel you use and things like that. Now, let me see what else they have.
That's the one I keep seeing. Is this one here? Is this Lixada one? That's the one a lot of these guys keep running across.
Actually, this is the one I think you're. I'll show you one that you think you would be interested in.
The gas one?
No. This one.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at.
That one is solid.
Yeah, that one looked like it was about, I think that was 65 on Amazon.
That one is 65, and it's aluminum. That's
that'll melt.
It's heavier duty aluminum, but it still would. You don't want to get it too hot, or it'd warp.
Yeah, warp, you'll melt it.
So I'm gonna try something a little better. Okay, I've seen another one that looks like. Okay, I'll show you this one I just found. Check this one out.
Problem with a lot of those is once the ash gets to the bottom or gets above the feed port, you snuff out your fire.
This one's not a flat pack, but it's another basic. It's a rocket stove, basically. They call it a blue star blue rocket stove.
Yep, saw that one too. $60.
It's not foldable or flat pack, but little cheaper than the other one. It looks like it's actually made of steel, carbon steel. So that's a little bit stronger. It just looks like a drain pipe almost.
Yeah, pretty much. Galvanized stove, or probably galvanized stovepipe.
That's what it looked like to me.
It's like iron pipe.
Yeah. The only thing it looks like it does have adjustable feet, so you can adjust but that looks like they're wing nut on there, and then you just put them on, and they're like, I almost want to say adjustable, but from the looks of it, nah.
Now the Minuteman stove is the one that everybody needs. That one is built rock solid. You know? But that's also $180.
Yeah, top and bottom, or side and bottom feed. Yeah, that thing looks heavy.
It's a permanent setup one. You would not want to be able to try to carry that thing around at all.
Yeah, that is not a backpacking stove. That is a base camp stove.
Yeah, because look at that. That thing is, heavy. Let's see what's the weight on that thing. 10 pounds. But it's 15 inches tall, 7 3/4 inches wide, and 10 inches deep. I was trying to find.
Yeah, made out of 4x4 post, steel post.
And those things are expensive too.
Yeah, there's your Lexata ones right here.
Yeah, that's the one that a lot of people end up with is that Lexata style one.
Yeah, the Marsh kettle ones are aluminum. There's this one here, this rocket stove with cooktop. I don't know. That's from Flame Innovation. Don't know anything about that one. I think I've heard of the Spitfire before. There's a lot of different styles. This is a big one.
Crap, they found me.
They found you?
Yep, they found me.
Who did?
The proverbial them.
Giant ants from deep underground?
Yes, they.
What do you think of that one?
Looks like that foldy one.
This one's not the same one. This one is a different one. This one is the
Sheen.
that's the website. I'm not sure what the name of it is. It doesn't say. But it's $7 basically, free shipping. But it's bigger than the other ones. It definitely stands taller with those legs. Like that, you know?
Yeah, I'll have to keep it off the ground in the tent.
I don't think you'd use it in a tent, though. And it looks like it all fits inside each other. So that's nice. Dead branches, firewood, charcoal, and leaves. There used to be a stove years ago. I can't remember what it was called. That actually used newspaper.
Any stove can use newspaper.
Huh? No. This is what it was designed for, as like something for used for tailgating. That its main way of cooking things was newspaper. I can't remember where I saw that one, but
You talking about the charcoal chimney?
no, I don't know. It was something. It was like as seen on TV thing. He said you can use this at any tailgate party, and all you need to do is add newspaper, balled up newspaper is all you needed.
Oh yeah, seen that one. Catfish just munched that bird.
Oh yeah.
Said,
It's the amazing newspaper grill, burning grill. I'm not familiar with it. I mean, I remember seeing it on TV, but I don't know exactly where if they still even make those. I think it's called Quick Alternatives Fuel Cooker. It's called a Quick Cook.
Wait, what did you need help with, Jason?
Nothing.
Because I just saw that.
I'll explain later.
Gotcha.
Here it is, Cliff. And they said you can cook. Yeah, I wouldn't cook food over that newspaper. I don't care who you are, but it's from Indiana.
Indle. That's
I mean, do
interesting.
they still sell it? Maybe. They want $60 for it.
Yeah, Rob and Co.
Ronco sold a lot of stuff,
I'm thinking Rothko more like.
Yeah.
like the pocket fisherman. I don't care what people say. I've seen people bring in some big fish with one of those.
You can bring in big fish with a hand reel on 4-pound line. You just have to finesse it in there gently.
I gotta take off this stupid brace.
Oh, and by the way, folks, do not sleep under 3 wool blankets. It is extremely uncomfortable.
Why'd you do it?
I wanted to test something.
What did you test? And what was your hypothesis?
Well, I wanted to test how hot I was going to get. I knew how hot I was going to get, but it was also the fact that I was sleeping under like essentially 12 pounds of blanket.
Right. 100% wool, or is it a wool blend?
Which is must.
They're like 80-20.
So it's a blend. Okay. If it was a full 100% wool, then you would have been screwed.
Oh, that 20% synthetic. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was all 3 of mine I was sleeping under, and I was dying. I woke up like 2 o'clock in the morning, just covered in sweat.
Well, only thing good about wool blankets is the fact is, even wet, they'll keep you warm.
Yeah, but the wool blanket itself wasn't wet because I'm not stupid enough to sleep straight under a wool blanket. I've got a separator cover.
Right. Well, that's probably what really got you is that separator cover.
It's called a sheet.
Yeah.
But that's still, was it like extremely cold out last night for a
No,
reason?
I just wanted to, I was bored and I was just like, I'm going to turn the heater off and I'm going to sleep under 3 wool blankets. I'm going to test something.
Well,
Yeah, that would be great if I was in freezing conditions in a blizzard, but
yeah.
good Lord.
How cold did it get in your house?
Huh?
In your room, how cold did it get? Did you have a
I
thermometer set
didn't
up?
see the temperature because I can't see this thing at night.
No, you need a little portable one, like you see the guys do in those tents, indoor, outdoor ones.
I have a portable one.
Well, I mean, put it near your bed is where you were sleeping, is what I said.
Oh, I can't see that thing.
That's why you pull out your little flashlight and look.
Nah.
See, like that. But yeah, I don't know if those little those quick stoves would actually be an option in a but if it cooks food or heats up water, that's an option, right?
You need to slap it 14,000 times, something like that.
Why would you want to slap a chicken? I've heard about slapping a rat, but that's about it.
Yeah.
No, somebody actually did the mathematical breakdown of the how much force a slap causes and how much heat it actually generates, and I think they figured it was like 14,000 slaps to cook a chicken.
I did something, Cliff. Let's see if you notice.
It's a lot of
I
slapping.
didn't know how to change my name.
Nope. If I did, you would have known about it. Desert Container Gardener. Is that just said? Okay, for a second, you got 2 S's in there. That's dessert. Desert's only got 1 S.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dessert Container Gardener. I didn't change it. Let's see. Still got 2 S's on there. I can change it. Huh?
The 23,034 slaps to cook a chicken.
There you go. Now your name is grammatically correct. Your title, anyway.
Oh, my thing was dirty.
The extra S was really bothering me. Watch you put it back.
I'm going to add an ED to the end of that.
Mhm.
I'm going to do something with mine here. Give me a second.
Changed the
really-
background is what he changed.
No, I'm doing something else here. So I don't need to have Kincaid outdoors up there twice. So I'm just going to go Colan.
Yeah, that's why I leave mine just like that. It's
Oh, I
easier.
could change it. Put underneath it says Slap a Rat Productions or something.
Slap a Rat LLC.
But production sounds better. But if LLC is more appropriate, then go with that. I don't know. I don't have a company name.
Yeah, I don't either. I just put LLC on my stuff. That's why I don't have a lot of trolls ever. Because they see that as a business logo and they can get into a lot of shit for it,
Right.
for messing with them.
I mean, I would love to have a archery range set up that way, but I'm not. I could never figure out the taxes set up for that because they want to know. They want to know about businesses that are set businesses that don't travel. They don't understand the difference between a Renaissance Fair archery range and a one that's in one set location, like a regular archery shop. They don't make the distinction between the two.
Renaissance fairs travel. They got no problems doing it.
No, the taxes part is the hard part. They don't distinguish between the two. They think you make as much on a Renaissance fair as you do at a set business, which is not true. Because travel ranges make a lot less. And you got to pay for more gas and other things. Definitely insurance. Because you're never in the same state more than a couple times a year or so. And you got to abide by each state's legal ramifications.
And then you got to pay the fees because you're not a resident in that state.
No, mainly if you're paying a booth fee, that helps cover that. That falls under the umbrella of the Renaissance Fair. But that's about it. But you still got your booth fees. You got your if you're starting to sell anything, that's another fee. If you got to pay taxes on the stuff that you sell, and you got to pay your employees and your fuel and their travel costs and lodging and everything else. This is why I like camping a lot because it's cheaper.
It depends on where you camp, but yeah.
That's why I camp as well as I do. I'd rather camp the way I do for comfort. That bed, I've slept in that bed more often than not, and that is one of my favorite places to sleep. And I slept in that one a lot when Ian was a baby after his mom ran off with someone else.
Yeah. I still have to at one point try to make me something similar to see if let's make a small one.
I mean, I've got patterns.
The pattern's not that hard. It's a couple of planks of 2x4s or 2x6s with holes drilled in the middle.
Well, you got to have the proper sewing set up. You got to stitch them right. If you don't stitch them right, they're gonna pull through. And you got to
I helped you stitch the last one. It's not that hard.
Well, you also got to use the right canvas too. You just can't use just regular painter's drop cloths or something like that.
For a bed?
Oh no, not for a bed. I thought you were talking about a tent.
No, for the bed.
The bed, I've got patterns for that too.
That's easy. That's not that hard.
Well, it helps knowing which tools to use and that kind of thing. If I could tell you exactly what size of tool. No, okay. The hand drill that I gave you, I use one very similar to that to make every hole on mine.
I have an auger bit with an extension. I just put in the hammer drill.
You don't want to go fast. You'll burn the wood, and that's not. It'll destroy it faster. You got to go slow. not fast. Because this is not treated wood. If you use treated wood, that's probably be a little better, but those are also heavier. I was going for how light it could be, not how.
Actually, I just have regular. I wouldn't even have to know because that auger bit's like an inch and a half.
I used a, I think either half-inch holes for the ropes. That and then I used 3/8 ropes, manila rope, because that's what the best way to do that. And you need a decent router to help with the legs. Help, then you got to have the pegs and things like that. But it collapses down really in small places, which is really nice. So except for the mattress, that's the only issue. Yeah, unless you want to try to use an air mattress, which I tried initially, it doesn't work well because air mattresses do not like being up against wood or ropes.
Yeah, that's why you put them in a sleeve.
Well, when I first made mine, it was over 20 some years ago, before Ian was born. And they didn't have anything like that.
No, all you have to do is throw a canvas liner on the bottom.
Like I said, they didn't have anything like that when I first started doing it.
But
But
they had canvas. That's what the tents are made out of.
not sleeves for what you're talking about, is what I'm saying. Now,
Yeah, but you didn't
I
even
found
need that. Even if you were using an air mattress, you could have just cut a piece of canvas and just thrown it across the bottom of the bed. So
the mattress I have
hangs
now,
over.
the mattress I have now, the futon mattress I have now, is my second one. And it's twice as thick as my original one that I had when Jenny met me. And that one was just a simple one. You got a dorm room futon mattress.
Yeah.
And it still worked. And I slept better on that than I'd have any other bed. So, and I'd rather sleep comfortably than feel the ropes any day. That's one problem with the air mattress. You can feel the ropes. Doesn't matter how tight you set it up. You can still feel them. And those abrasions of the ropes onto the air mattresses cause more holes than not, even through extra material. So go with what you feel like you can try to do. But I ended up going through a couple air mattresses before I realized it won't work. A buddy of mine went even more old school than me. He actually used elk hide.
Yeah.
A stack, several stacks of elk hide.
And if you got enough, use it.
Well, his dad is a leather worker. He gets the hides with the fur on it still. And he had them stacked about that high on his.
Yeah, you
And,
can that thing.
The rope bed I have now is actually my second one, not my first one. My first one was actually given to me, but it was too big for my tent. It was a queen size when it had 4x4 posts. It was, literally the bed that had the center pole going through the bed because it was too big, too wide. That's why I went with a full size instead of a queen. But a full size works perfectly fine in the back of my tent. I got a new step stool for my tent too, for my bed too. It's like right here, and I picked it up somewhere. I can't remember where, but it's that right there. So I can store my gear in there and use it as a step to get into my bed.
Nice.
So it's an easy way of getting in and out of the bed. Plus, you have stuff to store your gear, things like that. Anything odds and ends goes to your tent. And also, I still have my my foot locker. Once I get everything out of it, then I can store stuff in that as well. So, only thing I need to do is add some rope handles on there on the side to help carry it, make it easier to carry. But that's about it. A duvet might work, Molly. I do know that there is a mattress or cover, whatever I used when I was stationed in Germany at my uncle's house one year, and it was like this thick. It's like a weighted blanket, but it was like, this is back in, oh my gosh, what year?
Ye olden days.
About 89. very long time ago. 89, 90 somewhere
far
there.
away.
Yeah, in when back in a place that used to be called West Germany, which does not exist anymore. But the duvet might work, but it's still because there's nothing solid holding against the ropes, because your body will feel each and every individual rope. That's why I like the futon. It gives you that. Mine was like a 2-inch cushion, but this one here, it's got the intermittent springs in the mattress, which makes it a lot more comfortable. It's actually a little bit taller than the actual bed frame, but not by much. But Jenny wants me to put in slats into the weave of the rope bed to give it a little bit more stability, or we can put down a give me a second. Either particle board or plywood in the middle of it to give that centerpiece a little bit stability. Or if you don't want to use the ropes, you can go with a slat bed instead.
Yeah.
But slat beds are heavier. That's my only issue that I would say about those. And there's that box bed, which is it's a different style of slat bed, but it basically folds down into a cedar chest size, but it's a full size bed that pops. Huh?
So that would be interesting.
Look up box beds. They actually have patterns and stuff for sale. Or you can take a picture of it and you can just make it yourself because you're smart. You can figure it out. But mine, the pattern I used was actually off of a single size bed for one person. But I took the inside dimensions and made it into the same size as a full-size bed to fit a full-size mattress for a reason. So, because I wanted the extra room. So, Jenny doesn't like it, the fact that we kind of roll down towards the middle because the two of us are not small people. And I'm a lot lighter than I used to be, but still not light enough. But the way you can get a little bit more is by putting a sheet of plywood down there, or a couple smaller sheets just laying across it, the ropes. They'll give you a lot more flatter surface to sleep on, where you don't roll as much. But that's just an option you can do. Okay, Cliff, you're going to start causing me to yawn.
Yeah, I'm yawning too.
Holding off. I've been trying to hold off, but like I said, I did not get a lot of sleep last night. Didn't get a lot of sleep yesterday.
I was nodding in and out all day. I had a couple of breakfast burritos, and I could barely hold my eyes open. I got some stuff done, but not a lot. And tomorrow I'll be the first day in a while that I've spent by myself in the house since Ian was here. He went home today, so I don't know if he's going to be here this weekend or not. So I may not see him till next year at this rate. I think I'm getting close to ending it, folks. I mean, I'm a little over the hours. I've been averaging 2 hours normally, but this one's 2:30. 2 hours and 33 minutes right now. If anybody has any questions about any of the stoves I showed off today, please feel free to contact me. Also, for those before anybody goes, please check the description below on this video. I have a link to Pepper's YouTube site, and she's got a lot of stuff. She's in New Mexico at the moment, Cliff, just to let you know.
Okay.
Don't ask me why. She just likes the area.
She likes the Southwest?
She loves the Southwest. But who knows? You got to ask her. I can't get a straight answer from her, but I'm just her dad. But she's an amazing woman. She's got some really interesting adventures. She calls it Pep and Ram, the Adventures of Pep and Ram. Part 1. She just uploaded it. So check it out. Like, share, subscribe. You've got 14 followers at this particular point in time. And she actually knows how to talk to the camera, which is really cool. Not everybody does. But yeah. I think I'm about done because my eyes are burning like crazy. And Cliff's almost falling asleep in his chair right there.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm trying not to fall asleep myself.
Well, you got your camera shut down, so you can look like any way you want to right now.
Yeah.
I'm leaning forward as much as I physically can. Actually, let my knee throb on myself because it helps keep me awake. It hurts like hell, but it keeps me awake. But I will be on next Tuesday. Yes, that'll probably be my last one of the year. I don't know about. Sorry, wrong side. I got myself flipped.
I don't know if I'm going to do New Year's or not.
Are you going to do a New Year's Day one or not?
I don't know.
Be the first video, the first live of the year for us.
Maybe. Well,
Cliff, you'll be on Saturday.
Monday's the first, or Wednesday's the first.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'll be on Monday, Wednesday night. Yeah.
So you're going to have the first live of our group of the year.
Yeah.
Way to go! You're number one. I'll be number two. You'll be number, and he'll be number three. But Cliff, you'll be on tomorrow night, or
No.
Wednesday, Saturday night. I mean,
Saturday night, yes.
I'm sorry. I'm a little fried.
Yeah, you are.
So look for Cliff on Saturday. I'm not sure what the topic he's planning on doing, or if he's got one.
No idea, to be honest. Might just be open chat.
Do you have your Red Bull?
I do not.
Do you need Red Bull?
I do, but we'll see if I bother buying any.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you someone gave me a free case of Red Bull one year when I was running my range?
Yeah, that probably lasted you like 8 months.
No, I gave it away. Because I don't like the taste of Red Bull.
Yeah, it tastes like Smarties.
I don't. Smarties were one thing, but Red Bull was worse. It was the diet strawberry kind, whatever it was. But
Oh, the red cans.
one of the sponsors of the fair that I was at dropped a whole case off at my booth. And I gave it away because they were saying, "What are you doing that for?" Because I don't drink this stuff. And this is before I had my heart attack. So I didn't know about not being able to drink the stuff. I just don't like the taste of it. But yeah. But I don't know if you want to use, strawberry flavored Gator. Red
Nope.
Bull. I don't know what flavor of Red Bull you use. Just that you said you use Red Bull. That doesn't
Regular. Normal.
What's
non-
regular?
The stuff that ain't sugar free or comes in a funky
What
weird
flavor
can.
is that?
Normal.
That doesn't tell me anything.
Original.
What's it? What's the flavor?
There is no. It's Smarties. That's what the flavor is. It
Okay.
tastes like Smarties.
You don't listen.
No, I couldn't have. No. We were at the state fairgrounds at the time, and yeah, that would be a no-go. I didn't want. That's the same weekend that we had 4 seasons in one day, including we had snow, sleet, rain, sun in one day, and it was over 100 when it got on one of the parts.
That's a lot of parts.
Yep, and a tornado, if I remember correctly, as well. And my rope bed that I was talking to you about held 23 people on there without breaking. So I made it pretty strong.
Ooh, an orgy.
And you already know it's comfortable. You tried it out. You laid on it. It's comfortable.
People in one bed.
Oh,
But I'm going to be cutting it out here. So as it is now 2 hours and 38 minutes, almost 239 minutes. I am tired. This guy is not feeling so hot. I'm sorry, reversing.
Still not
everything.
100%.
And this guy is on the mend, but he's feeling better than both of us put together. Be well, be safe, folks. Happy belated Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all that other stuff. If I don't see it before then, I will see you hopefully on Saturday. On this side, this guy's channel. I got myself reversed, so I'm reaching the wrong direction. So
Yeah, you are.
this is actually the way I'm supposed to see myself, like in a mirror. So I'm not used to doing that. I'm used to reversing myself from the computer. Yes, we do get Iowa weather from everywhere. But I will see you on Saturday. Have a good day, folks. I'm out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2,
good night.
1.